You come back and you're like, okay, I've got to do this and I've got to get back into this. But then there's this reluctance inside of you that says, I don't know that I want to do that anymore. I don't know that I want to do this.
You're questioning everything.
I think that you do.
Absolutely.
I think that you do.
Few families ride fame's roller coaster as violently as the Chrisleys. Once celebrated for their glamorous lifestyle and charming, unfiltered parenting and Chrisley Knows Best, their rise was as dazzling as their homes. Then came the fall. Federal indictments, guilty verdicts, prison cells, and a presidential pardon that stunned critics and supporters alike. Now free and back on television, they face a question louder than any laugh track they once performed under. Is this a comeback or simply another collapse waiting to happen? They've swapped glossy punchlines for raw dysfunction, promising viewers an unfiltered look inside their fractured household. But beneath the cameras lurk political controversy, sibling estrangement, financial speculation, and a very public fight to reclaim their legacy. So what does it really look like inside the Chrisley reality reboot? Let's dive in. It's been just 3 months since Todd and Julie stepped out of federal prison after 28 months locked away. Convicted of tax evasion and fraud, sentenced to a combined 19 years, they stunned the public when a presidential pardon cut those sentences short. To critics, it was proof of privilege. To them, it was justice, delivered belatedly, but still on time. They walk the tightrope of comeback cautiously. On one hand, cameras roll again. A new Lifetime series, Chrisley's Back to Reality, promises to show the unvarnished life they've stumbled into. On the other hand, there's hesitation. I don't know that I want to do this anymore, one confession admits. Behind the bravado is a quieter fear. What if the public doesn't buy it this time? But hesitation never stopped the Chrisleys before. So the spectacle moves forward. The contrast couldn't be sharper. In Chrisley Knows Best, laughter echoed through cavernous mansions, closets burst with couture, and every dinner table sparkled like a magazine spread. That version of the Chrisleys sold viewers perfection, even if it was always a little tongue-in-cheek. This time, the family swears they're different. Julie misses milestones. They talk about prison camps, and Todd insists life behind bars didn't break him. Yet, he slips in sly reminders. Do you know how much is in my bank account? It's not glamorous humility, it's defiance. The new series promises layers peeled back and raw dysfunction, but can you really claim simplicity while still bragging about bank balances? That paradox is the hook. Viewers aren't tuning in for perfect, they're coming to witness a car crash of contradictions. But the biggest contradictions aren't even about luxury, they're family. Because inside the so-called comeback home, siblings Savannah and Chase are in open disaster mode. Family rivalries fuel every reality show, but Savannah and Chase raise the stakes. For Savannah, the last 2 years meant pressure stacked sky high. She positioned herself as her parents' advocate, their voice in Washington, their lifeline while they were behind bars. Her claim? She carried it all, alone. Chase pushes back. He says Savannah doesn't want help, that she thrives on being able to announce, "I did it all by myself." His tone is half hurt, half defensive, but utterly clear. They see the past years from completely opposite sides. The sibling standoff lingers cold, even now. Savannah admits, "I haven't spoken to Chase, and I can't tell you when." Chase shrugs it off, but the bitterness is thick. Fans online liken it to sibling rivalry on steroids. And unlike polished sitcom squabbles from Knows Best, this is real estrangement, dragged under lights and cameras. But the biggest explosion isn't even about Savannah versus Chase, it's the ripple effect of trying to parent, cry, and connect while cut off by prison walls. Behind bars, parenting transforms into something broken. Todd tried anyway, using monitored phone calls and clipped conversations to guide his daughter. "How are you really doing? Don't lie to me. I know you're not good," he pleads in one recorded call. Julie, meanwhile, watched milestones fly past. Grayson's graduation, family Christmas dinners, birthday candles she never lit. Prisoners talk about losing time. For Julie, it wasn't abstract. It was standing on the sidelines while family life marched without her. Todd sheds tears in a final message before leaving. No dad could ever be prouder of his daughter. And I'm sorry. I truly am. Try maintaining family unity when every interaction is through static lines or visiting room glass. For all their past excesses, this was grief stripped to the bone. And hardest hit might have been the youngest, Grayson. Viewers watched Grayson grow from a mischievous 6-year-old to a young man on television. Now 19, he's done letting cameras own pieces of his life. He revealed quietly that one of his last private treasures is a teddy bear with his mom's recorded voice inside. And he refuses to play it on camera. That's the last private thing I have. It's a small act of rebellion, but also maturity. Julie beams with pride at his ability to set boundaries she says even most adults never master. For a family built on spectacle, that line in the sand is both poignant and damning. Even he knows how much the cameras take. Fans debate whether Grayson symbolizes the healthiest shift in the family, a generation rejecting performance at all costs. Meanwhile, Savannah barrels in the opposite direction, amplifying herself full force into media, advocacy, and even whispered politics. When pardon critics claimed backroom deals fueled her parents' release, Savannah counterpunched. No million-dollar donations, she insists, no quid pro quo favors, just grit. For months, she stormed DC, barging into meetings she wasn't invited to, refusing to take no. Her advocacy delivered results. Todd and Julie walked free, but advocacy transformed her too. She went from reality TV daughter to political firebrand overnight. Supporters hail her as an unstoppable force. Critics accuse her of calculated ambition. Rumors swirl. Could Savannah ride her visibility straight into politics? Reports suggest she's developed allies in high places. Social media buzz speculates she could become the youngest senator for Tennessee if she ever ran. She laughs it off, sort of. Who knows? I could be the youngest senator if I felt led to do that. Clearly, she wants people talking, and they are, loudly. Fueling speculation is the unignorable Trump factor. Todd and Julie embrace him openly, crediting him for their release. A leaked FaceTime call shows Trump congratulating them while Todd jokes about his skincare routine. Charming to fans, infuriating to critics. To some viewers, loyalty to Trump cements them as MAGA darlings. To others, it scorches whatever crossover appeal they once held. "Oh, they're Trumpers, I'm done," one distant fan remarks. But the Chrisleys don't flinch. Todd says bluntly, "Yes, I can sit here because I was pardoned and say I love President Donald J. Trump. He gave me my family back." When asked if anyone else would refuse such a pardon if offered, both Todd and Julie laugh. Not one person would say no. It's unabashed, unapologetic. For critics, it confirms every suspicion. For loyalists, it proves authenticity. Either way, it keeps their name trending. But controversy isn't confined to politics. Their image still wavers between humble and high-role living. And Todd, as usual, feeds both sides. Prison simplified them, the Chrisleys claim. Todd insists they no longer need a 20,000 square foot mansion or an army of staff. They want privacy, fewer NDAs, less chaos. Julie agrees. Why live with 15 employees buzzing around? But seconds later, Todd spikes the football. Do I need it? No. If I want it, I can get it. I refuse to apologize for blessings or wealth, reminding critics that even after fraud convictions, he's not broke. Do you know how much is in my bank account? That mix of disavowal and defiance tells the whole story. The Chrisleys want the badge of humility without surrendering the medal of wealth. Fans call it hypocritical, supporters call it survival. Either way, the contradiction is captivating enough to guarantee viewers keep watching. And through the cash, the clashing politics, and the fractured siblings, there's one line most echoes. There's still a score to settle. Todd and Julie swear by their innocence. They claim the 8-episode documentary will expose what the court did not, with filings, documents, evidence hidden from public comprehension. To them, Chrisley's Back to Reality is half rehabilitation tour, half revenge project. Defiantly, Todd shrugs off critics who still say they're guilty. I don't live for those people. I know what I've done. It's a mic drop line for some, for others it screams denial, but it frames what's coming. This isn't just reality TV, it's litigation by lighting. Their new series is designed not simply to entertain, but to convince. The stakes are bigger than ratings, it's their legacy on trial again. So where are the Chrisleys now? Released but not forgiven. pardoned but not pardoned in public opinion, a family divided, filmed, politicized, mocked, and idolized simultaneously. Prison didn't end their saga, it simply rewrote it. For Savannah, this season is proof she can carry the family brand and maybe launch something far larger. For Chase, it's the wound of being written off. For Grayson, it's about protecting what little privacy he has left. For Todd and Julie, it's always balance. Simplicity in words, grandeur in defiance, and love that insists on endurance. The Chrisleys tell us they survived prison intact. But can they survive reality TV round 2 in an even harsher reality? That's the question only ratings and history will answer.